Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. Over the years, the South African government has introduced laws to protect women and children from gender-based violence, but the country is still grappling with high sexual assault rates. According to the National Gender-Based Violence Study in 2022, released by the Human Science and Research Council recently, more than 1.5 million women were victims of physical or sexual assault within the last 12 months. Legal experts say the country has made significant strides in expanding laws that seek to protect women against sexual crimes. However, challenges remain in the criminal justice system.
Registration often in the courts. You can go, you can wait the entire day, and you can still not be seen. The laws are not properly always explained to you as to how does the process work. The forms, especially in terms of the Domestic Violence Act, for the most part remain in English. And if the clerk is very busy, they're not going to sit and explain to you what these terms mean. So you'll try and struggle through them, not necessarily understanding what the questions are. I think the other difficulty for people is that the law likes particular kinds of answers. It looks for particular kinds of things when it's going to grant an interim order or protection order. You, as a layperson, don't know that. Yeah. You just write down what's most upsetting you at that point in time. And so often important information can be left out. For example, this is not the first incident, but not only did this person hit you this morning, they've also previously threatened you with a firearm, for example. So it means because you're not getting the help, a very thin version of what has happened to you might go before the magistrate, who, because they don't have enough information, might decide your case is not urgent and not give you an interim order, or not give you the full range of protections that you actually require.
I think South Africa has done well in terms of expanding, the definition of sexual assault and what is deemed to be a sexual offence compared to the common law and the restrictive definitions that it provided. For instance, when we look at the definition of rape back then and how it has expanded today, I think it's good to give recognition to that. When we look at the different types of sexual assault, we're looking at rape, we're looking at compelled rape, where a person compels another person to rape a person. We're looking at exposing children under the age of 18 to genital organs and pornography, harmful exposure to pornography of persons over the age of 18. We're looking at sexual acts with a corpse, sexual intimidation. We're looking at sexual assault against the children, when we're looking at statutory rape, sexual exploitation and sexual grooming of children as well. So this list is obviously not limited, but as I mentioned, the definition of sexual assault, which is I think is a good thing, has been expanded compared to the common law.
The Eastern Cape has been witnessing horrific incidents where young boys attack and kill each other during the pre-circumcision ceremony known as umguyo. Since the start of the summer initiation season, 3 separate killings have been reported in Qonce, Matatiele and Cacadu. 2 of the victims were buried last weekend and another will be buried on Saturday. Petros Majola, Director of Khula Community Development Project, weighs in on this matter. Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for your time. A very concerning matter. What is your assessment as you observe and listen into what's happened?
Good evening to you, Mpoe, and the viewers. We are in a very serious crisis, I must say. And I was saying that we didn't actually saw it coming, but now we are sitting with the elephant in the house and we don't know how to get out, because what these young boys are doing when they prepare to go to for the circumcision is what was done before they were even born. But now there's a bit of a difference in the manner and the style in which things are done, because there's no way that a young boy can kill someone. I mean, someone in his right senses, killing another boy. To me, it means that they are possessed by something that we do not know. But when we look at the crisis and I go deeper, using my own IQ, because we did not hire any researchers to look into the matter, is that a lot of parents, as they celebrate this circumcision period, they give alcohol to their children. But at some point, these kids do demand to be given this alcohol. It's not negotiable. They just say, we want these so many bottles. And even if a parent is not working, that particular parent must make means to have that alcohol that is demanded and needed by those boys. Now, when they get drunk, that's when the fight starts. And we were fighting with sticks during our time, but now they are not fighting with sticks. They are stepping it.
Yeah, very, very, very disheartening to learn of such. I mean, you mentioned alcohol as perhaps one contributing factor. Where do you think some of the biggest loopholes are that maybe parents may be neglecting, or perhaps those who are tasked with taking care and initiating these boys are falling short?
Currently, the parents must always be held accountable, because even if we can call government to come on board, but the alcohol that is stored in our rooms, in our storage places within my homestead, is not under the control of government. The number of bottles that I give to these boys when they dance in preparation to go to the bush is not gazetted or authorized by any government official. So it's not documented, it's not regulated. So we are doing things the incorrect way. But the challenge is most parents, they love their children. Now, in whatever that they are doing, they think that they are doing what is best for the child without anticipating the consequences. To say, after my child gets intoxicated, what will happen? Now we are bearing young boys, we are bearing children who are still in a school-going age. And then while they are fighting in those umguyo, in support, when that child dies, we talk of a learner who died during the circumcision period. While that child was not even murdered in school, they were outside of school, but now we have to talk to the teachers, we have to talk to the Department of Officials, so that we can incorporate those programs into the current curriculum, so that come December, come circumcision period, whether it is in winter, then at least they are ready and they understand. But to rope the parents in, because it is the major problem is there at the house.
But what kind of measures do you think also need to perhaps be boosted or put in place to prioritize the safety and well-being of initiates while in the care of the elders tasked with carrying out the process?
Well, the moment one gets into the initiation school and become an initiate, there's a lot that we have to do, including the responsibility of families, making sure that the families are in there, because when they come back with a different behavior than the one that they were displaying before circumcision, people happen to blame us and say there is something that we teach those boys in the bush, whereas there is nothing. But in the absence of parents, no one will take a full responsibility to say, I was there with my child, I know what is taught, I know what my child was told. But now when you leave and you dump your child to say, my child is under the care of a traditional nurse and I have nothing to do, then you will not be able to see how the child is doing. You will not be able to take your child through that rite of passage. Because when the child is there, that child still needs a parent, not only a traditional nurse and other men from community. But a boy will definitely need the uncle, will need the father, will need the older brothers.
Absolutely.
So we have to work together, including the traditional leaders, but we will definitely end up pointing fingers at each other. But if the families are hands-on and are fully participating in the molding of a boy child, not only during circumcision, not when the child is 16, but from childhood, from when the child is born, and then we mold and guide and coach a boy child so that come that age, the child knows what to do and what not to do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for speaking to us this evening. Let's leave the conversation there for now. Petros Majola, Director of Khula Community Development Project, weighing in there as the Eastern Cape is witnessing horrific incidents where young boys attack and kill each other during the pre-circumcision ceremony during the initiation season.